In this question, we've been told that the number of people visiting a new art gallery each day is recorded over a 3-month period, and the results are summarized in the table below. So we have the number of visitors and the number of days, or the frequency that this happened on. In order to calculate summary statistics for the data, it's coded using the formula shown. The formula shows that each x value you subtract 509.5 and then divide by 10. We're also told in this case each x value is the midpoint of each class. We've been asked to find the sum of fy. We're going to need to find some y values, and before that we're actually going to need to find some x values, and those x values are the midpoints. So for each of these intervals, I'm just going to find the midpoint of the boundaries, the midpoint of the limits. Okay, and now that we have these, we're going to apply the coding. I'm going to subtract 509.5 and divide by 10. And that is going to give me integer values in each of these instances. So I get -8, -4, -2, 0, 2, 4, 7, and 14. So just much nicer numbers to be working with than the x values. We can now find the sum of fy, which will be each y value multiplied by its corresponding frequency. -8 times 3, -4 times 8, -2 times 13, all the way through. And we get a value 131. So the sum of fy, 131. We're then told that the sum of f of y squared is 2041, and we're asked to use these values to calculate estimates of the mean and standard deviation of the number of visitors per day. Okay, so I can find the mean and standard deviation of the y values, of the coded values, and I will then need to uncode these to know about the number of visitors per day. So let's go ahead and find y bar. That's going to be the sum of fy over the sum of f. It's 131 over 79, 1.658. And we can go ahead and find the standard deviation. That's going to be the sum of fy squared over the sum of f minus the mean squared. Okay, substituting in the values that we have, 2041 over 79 minus the same fraction from y bar, 131 over 79 squared. That gives us a standard deviation of 4.805. Well, let's see what the coding formula is for each of these. When we're coding or uncoding the mean, we use all of the formula, so all of the steps, the subtraction and the division. When we're coding or uncoding the standard deviation, we can ignore any adding and subtracting. It's only the division that we need. Okay, substituting in our statistics, we can rearrange for x bar, so multiplying by 10 and adding on the 509.5. That gives us a value for x bar, 526.08. That's the mean number of visitors per day. Uncoding for standard deviation, we're just going to multiply across by 10, and we get that the standard deviation number of visitors per day is 48.05.